Hello and welcome to my FRC Simulator tutorial. Today we're going to be going over the basics of FRC Simulator, including the controls. You'll notice that when you initially spawn in an FRC Simulator, you drop on your spawn point on your initiation line a couple feet from the ground. You'll also notice that the clock is not ticking as a match is not going on. You'll have a few moments to perhaps calibrate your shooter and get a feel for the controls before the actual match will begin. I now have an Xbox controller up on the screen. You'll notice that my left and right turning of the robot is controlled with the right stick. And you'll notice that my forward and backward movement of the robot is controlled with the left stick. If you choose to use a Mechanism drivetrain, like I have enabled, you can also strafe left and right using the left stick. So both sticks control your movement. The right stick is for rotation, whereas the left stick is for forward and backward in addition to strafing left and right. You can of course travel at any angle with a combination of these. Notice that tapping A will toggle your intake system to be on. You'll notice that my robot is now intaking. I can drive into these power cells and it will intake them. Now note that you can intake slightly more than 5 power cells with this robot design. You will not be penalized for containing and holding more than 5 power cells in the simulator. At any time you can tap A again to turn off the intake, but there is no reason to do this during a match, so you should leave it enabled. You can use the D-pad, up and down buttons on the D-pad in order to aim your shooter. You will notice on the back of your robot, you can see an indicator with the angle that you will be shooting at. A good marker that you should keep it at is approximately 12. We're at this angle, and you can shoot from the initiation line. Of course, you can shoot by holding down X. This is not a toggle. You should be holding this button, and you will notice that for every ball scored in the outer goal of the high goal, you will hear a noise, and there's a different sound effect for the inner goal. You can, of course, adjust your shooter angle and your position on the field to your liking, to whatever you best see fit. Now, of course, I said that you can hold more than 5 balls. Sometimes you'll notice that you get stuck. You might have to play with your climber by pushing the climber back down using the left and right buttons on the D-pad. Right to raise, left to lower. And while I'm speaking on this, I'm going to bring up that it is possible to get stuck on this field. If you are going at a high enough speed with your intake on and you try jamming into something, it is possible for you to get stuck, so use caution, as you would if you were driving a real robot. You may have noticed here that as a ride robot, I am not allowed to go into the loading station of the blue bay. However, I am allowed to go into the other blue sections, but if this was a multiplayer match, and I'm in a blue section, maintaining contact with another robot for 5 seconds will cause the other alliance to get 5 points, and for me to respawn at my spawn point. As I was originally saying, you can hold more than 5 balls, which makes it possible for your shooter to get jammed. You will notice that in some scenarios, you may not be able to shoot the balls. For example, right now I am holding X to shoot, but I am not shooting because I have too many balls jammed. You may need to tap X in order to get the balls moving again inside of your hopper. The Y button, actually what it does, while it's held, it will outtake. It will reverse intake, which gets the jams out, but if you hold it for too long, it will dump all of your balls out of your system. And finally, I hinted at this already, the end game, you will use the D-pad, hold down right on the D-pad in order to extend your climber, then align yourself, hold left to retract your climber, and climb up. Of course, when a match is in progress, as I said, you will spawn at your spawn point. You will notice that the timer at the top center of the screen will immediately begin ticking. The first 15 seconds, aka the autonomous period, there are double points for scoring power cells if you want to take advantage of that. You will notice that your shooter returns back to its initial orientation. However, if you preset your shooter angle, you can hold down B to return to your original shooter location. So that allows for a match to be able to quickly set your shooter location. Again, my power cells got jammed in the robot. I will have to tap Y in order to get them going again. I can hold X to shoot again. And that is really the basics of FRC Simulator. One final thing that I'm going to be going over are the settings that you are allowed to customize. In the main menu, you can choose Settings, and then Drivetrain. Over here, you have the choice of Mechanism and Tank. Mechanism allows you to strafe side to side, whereas Tank does not allow you to strafe. You may choose your turning speed with this slider over here, while if you have it at a higher turning speed, you'll be able to turn faster, but you may find it is hard to make accurate movements. So I recommend sticking to the middle of this, and you should not change any other settings other than those two. Other than that, good luck, and enjoy FRC Simulator.